Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Midnight English Podcast. My name is Anna,
And I'm Lucas.
and we are English teachers who have spent many years listening to students talk about their struggles, their doubts, and their quiet fears about learning English.
Tonight. This is not a lesson where you need to remember rules, take notes, or worry about being correct. This is a quiet space for people who feel tired of starting again, but who still hope that one day their effort will finally make sense.
Lucas, it's still the beginning of 2026, but I already feel that many people are being very hard on themselves.
Yes, New Year's have a strange effect on people. They don't only bring new calendars or new numbers on the wall, they also bring comparisons, expectations, and silent pressure. People look back at the past and quietly ask themselves, why am I still not fluent? Why do I keep forgetting the same things? Why does English disappear the moment I need it? That confusion, when it stays too long, slowly turns into disappointment.
Especially when someone says something like, I studied English for many years, I understand lessons and videos, so why do I forget everything when I actually need to use it? That question is exactly what we are talking about tonight.
Why do so many learners feel that English slips away from their memory, even after years of studying and trying? Why does understanding feel temporary while forgetting feels permanent? And most importantly, does this mean that something is wrong with them?
I want to tell you about someone who represents many learners around the world. Let's call her Mariana. Mariana is Brazilian, and she started learning English when she was young. She studied at school, continued at university, and later joined online courses because she truly believed that English could change her future. She watched videos. She listened to podcasts. She took careful notes and saved many files on her computer. From the outside, it looked like she was doing everything right. One evening, after a long day of work, Mariana opened her notebook to review English vocabulary. These were words she had seen many times before, words she felt she should know. But as she looked at the page, her mind felt empty. Nothing felt familiar. Nothing felt clear. She closed the notebook, took a deep breath, and quietly said to herself, "Why can't I remember anything?"
That moment is more common than people think, and what makes it even harder is what usually comes after.
Yes, the self-criticism. Mariana later told me that her thoughts were not kind. She said things like, maybe I'm not intelligent enough. Maybe English is not for me. Maybe I started too late. Those thoughts hurt much more than forgetting vocabulary.
This is the moment where we need to slow down and understand something important. Forgetting is not a personal weakness. It is a natural process of how the human brain works. The brain is not designed to store information forever. It is designed to protect us and help us survive. Every day, the brain asks a simple question: is this information useful for my real life right now? If the answer is no, the brain slowly lets it go. Not because you are lazy and not because you are bad at English, but because the brain is efficient.
Many learners believe that memory works like a notebook. They think that if they write something down or understand it once, it should stay forever. But the brain does not work like paper. It works through experience, use, and repetition in real situations. Mariana mostly studied English in a very common way. She read a lot. She watched lessons. She highlighted important sentences. She listened carefully. Her brain recognized English, but it did not use English. So after some time, the brain decided that this information was not necessary for daily life. And slowly, without warning, it began to fade. What makes this situation even more confusing is that forgetting does not happen all at once. It happens quietly. One day, you forget a word. Another day, you forget how to say a sentence. Then one day, you forget the confidence you once had. That slow process makes learners feel lost because they cannot clearly see when things started to go wrong. Mariana once told me, "When I forget, it's not just English that disappears, it's my hope." Many learners do not quit suddenly. They quit emotionally, long before they stop studying.
And that emotional quitting is very dangerous because on the outside, learners still study and still try, but inside they no longer believe that effort will work. Forgetting feels painful because it affects identity. People don't say, I forgot some words today. They say, I'm bad at English. The brain turns small moments into big personal stories, and those stories can destroy motivation. There is something else people need to understand about the brain. The brain remembers what is connected to emotion. If English is always connected to stress, pressure, and disappointment, the brain tries to avoid it.
That explains why some learners feel tired just opening an English book. It's not because the book is difficult, it's because the brain remembers how bad it felt before.
That reaction is not weakness. It is the brain saying, I want to protect you. And sometimes protection looks like forgetting.
Another reason forgetting feels so painful is comparison. Mariana often compared herself to other learners, people who spoke more fluently, people who seemed more confident. She asked herself, why is it easy for them, but not for me? What she did not see was their full story, their mistakes, their embarrassing moments, their slow progress. Comparison made her forget how far she had already come.
And comparison adds pressure. Pressure blocks memory. Fear replaces learning. Memory becomes stronger when English is used to express your thoughts, your feelings, and your real experiences. When language becomes personal, the brain marks it as important.
This is why people remember songs so easily. Not because songs are simple, but because they repeat with emotion. Emotion helps memory stay alive. Many learners ask me, but how can I use English if I don't feel confident? My answer is always the same. You don't wait for confidence to start using English. You use English to build confidence. Confidence is not a requirement. It is a result. Mariana stopped trying to sound fluent. She started trying to sound real. She talked about her day, her work, her feelings, simple sentences, honest thoughts.
When English becomes a tool instead of a subject, memory improves naturally because the brain finally understands why it needs the language.
Real memory grows slowly, not in days, not in weeks, but through calm, consistent use. Mariana stopped asking, why do I forget? And started asking, how often do I actually use English?
At the beginning of 2026, many people want fast change, but the brain prefers small habits over big plans. Big motivation disappears, small actions remain.
If you are listening now and you feel tired of forgetting, there is nothing wrong with you. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do.
You did not fail English. You were simply never taught how memory truly works.
Mariana still forgets sometimes, but she no longer panics, because forgetting no longer means failure. It only means she needs more real use. It's failure. It only means she needs more real use.
Fear stops learning, patience allows it, and that is where real progress begins.
Thank you for spending this quiet moment with us.
This is Midnight English Podcast, where learning English is not about pressure, but about understanding yourself. Good night.